All right, this is Black Ring Rituals on KNDS 96.3 FM, radio for everyone. Just a reminder that right now there's a big KNDS fundraiser going on at the aquarium. It's well underway, so I hope you're all there. Yeah, but if you're not, then stay tuned and enjoy this. So last week, last Saturday, Black Ring Rituals presented a big noise show at the New Direction. A lot of people showed up, probably a lot of people listening, and thanks for coming. After the show, we interviewed the bands that came and played back at my house. I recorded the interviews, and we're going to play these interviews for you tonight, interspersed with some music. So right now we're going to play Old School Union with Percolate, and then we're going to do Breathing Signals interview. Stay tuned. Alright, this is Black Ring Rituals on KNDS 96.3 FM. This is recorded. We're not in the studio. We're just in my living room. And I've got Scott from Breathing Signal here. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. So tell me, how did you get into noise music?
I kind of by accident, really. I was in my basement. I had just moved into this place in a really horrible college neighborhood, and I kind of hold myself up a lot because I didn't like the surroundings. And I had a synthesizer that I accidentally found a lot of. I was kind of tooling around with it and found some weird staticky sounding stuff, and I started making. It was still kind of rhythmic, but it was a lot of really harsh sounds, and I just kind of figured this is stuff that I would only really want to hear. So I just did it with myself in the basement and would listen to the weird kind of mantras that would repeat over and over again in the static and would freak myself out. And I think the first time I realized that that was a kind of musical genre that people actually enjoyed was when I went to the Medusa in Minneapolis and saw Anal Hearse. I didn't know who they were. It was a guy from Milwaukee. And I'd gotten to Medusa and saw him play, and I was like, oh man, this is actually a thing that people come and listen to. So that was kind of how I never really actually actively sought out noise shows or sought out noise music, but every time a noise show would happen, I'd enjoy myself, and I would kind of dream of doing it on stage someday or in some place someday. That was pretty much it. Just kind of by accident, and then an accidental show that I saw.
When would you say this happened?
This was probably like maybe four or 5 years ago, if I had to guess. I think I was like 19 or 20.
Okay. So 19, 20. I feel like that's a pretty common age for people to get into noise. What are some of your main influences?
Main influences? Man, the City Bus.
The City Bus.
Anal Hearse is the main influence because he was the first person I saw that performed. But the back of the City Bus has some of the craziest sounds. The weird hybrid green quote-unquote engines that they have. Just crazy oscillations. Also the fan in my bathroom growing up where, fans and fans. I guess.
Some of those conversations on the City Bus can be kind of interesting too.
Yeah, those are always pretty nice. I'm usually an active participant because I get bored and I like to talk to people, so I'm probably a little bit too invasive in people's conversations, but they're always pretty fun.
What's the bus?
Yeah, it's a bus. I guess, yeah. The people who want to be let alone, I leave them alone.
Right. They're the ones that aren't talking to people already.
Exactly.
So tell me, did you have any favorite authors?
Favorite authors? Let's see. You know, this is kind of a hard question. I really did like Murakami stuff when I first started. Haruki Murakami, I think there's a real Murakami too, who's a little darker, which I should read their books too, but I really liked Haruki Murakami stuff. I know it's kind of a popular, weird, trendy kind of thing, but I read Wind Up Bird Chronicles. I really like that book.
Okay. Are there any sort of messages you try to send with your music?
I feel like it kind of varies set to set. I don't really have any kind of particular meaning I'm trying to inject into my music. It's more or less just kind of something I want to feel at the time. Like, I think with the first stuff I started to do was just kind of more anxiety. Like, it would be a lot of repeating patterns, and it kind of got a little bit beady, like, sometimes, and that's kind of what I did tonight. But I sometimes, with my, like, more minimal setups, really like to, I don't know, I kind of like to feel some weird, cautiously optimistic feeling where everything's kind of messed up in the world, but there's some weird hope for people who really know that it's messed up. That's kind of what I think about when I do it. I don't know if that's like a message I'm trying to convey in the music, but that's what I at least think about when I'm playing it.
Noise has it does have that kind of feel, a very, like, things are messed up, apocalyptic feel to it.
It's like it's a common thought, I feel like, in our generation. There's some weird fetishization of apocalypse, I think.
You know, it's probably coming.
Yeah.
Who's Apocalypse?
Yeah, alright.
If you could be any animal, which one and why?
Okay, can I have multiple answers to this? Because there are
as many answers as you want.
All right, flying insect, dragonfly.
Why?
And dragonflies, I don't know. I always like dragonflies. They landed on my fingers. That was pretty cool. They look really horrifying, but are pretty cool. They don't sting you. They have a really interesting life cycle. They spend most of their lifetime in the water, and then they fly for a little bit and die, which I think is pretty cool. Amphibian, salamander, dog, husky.
Dog or husky?
Because it was the dog that scared me when I was a kid. That was actually the dog that made me develop my fear of dogs.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
And then I kind of got rid of that, and now they're my favorite dog.
Wow.
I'm giving you too much information. I'm divulging my fears.
Hey, we all have fears, man. And then one last question. Who liberated Liberace?
Who liberated Liberace? Well, he's dead now, right? I mean...
Exactly.
So...
I guess that's a good answer.
I think he kind of liberated himself by... I mean, his cells liberated him. All his telomeres ran out or whatever that happened.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me play tonight.
Yeah, next up we have interviews from A Gray Mass and Straight Panic. Stay tuned.
Or that was the interview with Breathing Signal. And now we're going to go into Bloodshot Eyes with ACAB, remixed by ADAC 8286, which is a band we played last week, I think. And then after that, we're going to have our interview with A Gray Mass. So.
All right, we're back here on Black Ring Rituals, and we've got PJ from A Gray Mass in. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right, good, good. So, how did you get into noise music?
Well, probably started with like so me and my friend Scott from Breathing Signal, we would just mess around on his Korg for hours, and that was before I even knew what noise was. Sampling random radio station things. But then eventually I went to a noise show, and it put me on my ass. And then I was like, I have guitar pedals, and I have cables, so I'm just going to plug them into themselves.
Awesome. What are some of your main influences when it comes to like noise music and stuff?
I don't listen to noise.
No?
No.
Maybe there's environmental sounds or...
Mainly it's like, I guess I was more so inspired by, my main musical stuff is, metal.
Metal.
So,
What are some of your favorite metal bands?
favorite metal bands would be like, man, what, oh geez, it's such a hard question.
Yeah.
Right now.
Black metal bands. What are some of your...
Right, black metal, early Knockmistium,
Okay.
but then also Blasphemy, listened to some Revenge recently, yeah, but that earlier Knockmistium stuff they would, as well as other bands would, dedicate whole 6-minute long interludes that were just feedback and nonsense compared to, obviously the note-driven music.
Hey, do you know Abruptum?
I do not.
No, okay. They were like an early 90s. They were like part of that Inner Circle thing. And they did a lot of like noise music, black metal stuff.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe. Okay, well that's okay. What are some of your favorite authors?
Authors? I'm really into a lot of Marx. Read a lot of Marx.
That's cool.
Some Foucault here and there, as well as some Edward Said, and Theodore Adorno. Don't really read any fiction at all.
No fiction.
No,
No.
all that political theory type stuff.
That's cool. Do you like Noam Chomsky?
Yeah, I like to listen to lectures.
Mm.
I sample stuff like that a lot. Not necessarily in my noise project, but
Cool, cool. So on that same note, with your music, do you ever try to inject some political ideologies into your music?
oh yeah, a lot. Well, on top of it being, sort of a gray masses. So I'm what you would call mixed race or mixed ethnic, and I'd often heard this sort of doomsday thing of, human beings eventually becoming this gray mass that would just all be the same. And I'm like, are you talking about me? Is this like some like segregation shit, or like what does that mean exactly?
It almost does seem as if it's like this desperate grasp of white privilege to kind of stave off multiculturalism.
Oh, it's totally rooted in white supremacy.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, it's easy to see that type of influence everywhere.
Well, that's the system we live in.
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately.
Right.
Okay. So on a lighter subject, has your favorite food ever influenced your music?
No, definitely not.
No? Okay.
No.
If you could be any animal, which one and why?
Crow.
Crow and why?
smart as hell. They like to mess with people. And they're one of the, although I don't really know if I can't say this with clarity, but apparently they're one of the few animals that actually play.
You know, every time I see, or every time I have a dream, and there's a circle of crows, I wake up and I find out something bad has happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's do you get the
Yeah.
crow storms in Fargo as well?
Yeah, the crows everywhere.
Right. I love that.
It's fun.
Absolutely.
It's fun, yeah.
Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Is that Schizopolis over there?
So for the listeners, he's pointing at my DVD shelf because we're in my living room, and yes, I have a copy of Schizopolis, which is a phenomenal movie.
I know, it's ridiculously good. It's so good.
I've watched it so many times, and every
Right.
time you watch it, I
Right.
feel like you pick up on something new.
No, that movie is noise.
It is. It's insane,
Mhm.
and it's too bad that Steven Soderbergh hasn't directed more movies like that. Because I kind of think, you know, he does a lot of bad movies.
Oh, okay. I don't really
I feel
follow.
like Ocean's 11 and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
Oh.
you know,
Wow, we went from that to that.
yeah.
I don't really
it's a
follow
leap.
him, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, final question. What is the Church of Tron?
So Tron is an empty signifier. So you know when you're having a conversation with someone, and you and that person, like, you're trying to get to this word, and no one knows what it is, but everyone knows what you're talking about.
Okay.
Have you ever had that? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, at one point, it happened like twice in the same, and I just got sick of it because it would like derail the conversation. It's like Tron. So you just say Tron, and everyone already knows what you're talking about. So there's no need to like go and search for the proper word for it. And then it started seeping into my everyday language, and then it just spiraled out of control. And it's infectious. Once you get Tron, like, there's no Tron back.
No Tron and way. Okay, well, thanks for being on the program, and thanks for playing in Fargo.
Oh, thank you so much for having us, man.
Next up, we have an interview with Straight Panic. Stay tuned.
Okay, that was our interview with the Gray Mass. We're going to play Crops Som Do, and then we'll have our last and final interview with Straight Panic after that.
Du är fri från studs, så ren, så fin. Du gör dig fri, så ren, så stark.
Alright, welcome back to Black Ring Rituals on KNDS 96.3 FM. This is a recording. We're in my living room. And I'm here with Thomas from Straight Panic. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Good, good. So tell me, how did you get into noise music?
I just kind of gradually came to it from stuff I had already been listening to. Like, going from rock to punk to metal to black metal, and just slowly tracing its way through that. But I guess also I have a background in classical music, so it was kind of the same thing, just a progression from artists.
Did you ever listen to any like free jazz? And
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's interesting because going from classical music, you get into a really academic and theoretical framework where people are putting out weird avant-garde recordings, but it's got a huge, almost theology behind it. And then when you go from like punk into noise and noise rock, it's almost the exact opposite. It's more of a praise of no talent, no training, no virtuosity at all. But they kind of tread the same area. They just go their completely separate routes.
So what are some of your main influences?
Like musically or for this project?
For this project, for Straight Panic.
For this project, definitely White House, Consumer Electronics, Slogan, like Blackface era Prurient. Just the really kind of, I guess it's almost nowadays like a classic power electronic sound, but it's like heavy frequency wall and shouted vocals.
I always thought Slogan was so intense.
Yeah.
More so than White House, because I feel like his vocals are mixed so much higher than everything else. And
Yeah.
there's so much more. I don't know, I just really like that band.
They're a lot more front of the mix, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, White House is more satire based almost.
Yeah, do you like rock and roll?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's totally just making fun of, like, you know, the rock and roll persona almost.
Yeah.
With a nice heavy dose of British culture.
So, what are some of your favorite authors?
Ooh. That's a good question. Dostoevsky, Kafka, Camus, and then Dennis Cooper.
Cool, cool. That's a solid lineup.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I like Dostoevsky. So, for Straight Panic, do you ever try to inject political ideologies into your recordings?
Yes, it's all inherently political. The basis for that project, while it is intensely personal, it's driven by a very political belief I hold, which is that no individual action exists in a vacuum, and everything has a consequence to it. So apathy is not acceptable.
Okay. Could you elaborate on some of your ideas on gender politics or sexual politics?
Well, I don't know. Straight Panic it's a really angry project that draws on just the complete manipulation of the queer rights movement into this very heteronormative thing where it's all, you know, join the military, get married, buy a house in the suburbs. And back in the 80s during the AIDS crisis, like one of the main tenets of the gay rights movement that they were fighting for was universal access to health care, which we still don't even really have nowadays. Like, you can get health care, but it's, you know, it still prices a lot of people out anyway. But back in the 80s, universal health care was an actual goal. And nowadays it's like practically my parents do.
It is.
That's not very revolutionary.
No, it's not. What are your opinions on groups like Bash Back or Creation?
I've supported both of them. I'm a little disappointed that, I don't know, I think it's too bad that both of those groups have kind of gone under in the last few years. Especially Bash Back, because they did so much good work when they were active. I respect them a lot for what they did, but I really think it's a shame that groups like those, nowadays you don't even really hear about them anymore. There doesn't seem to be any kind of radical left to the queer rights movement. It's all left of center at that.
And I think that's that really shows how the mainstream media has succeeded in squashing queer revolutionary potential. I don't know what you think of.
I mean, no, I would agree in a certain sense, because, you know, people always talk about, I mean, when I say people, I'm thinking of, like, my parents, for one. You know, oh, there's, like, a gay character on my favorite TV show, it's the gay agenda. It's that mysterious Illuminati gay agenda being snuck into our lives to make everybody okay with it. And even so, it's like, if that was how they did it, that sucks. Because they just turned them into, like, the new middle class.
Mm-hmm.
How long are we going to preach the 1950s ideal of moving to the suburbs?
I feel like that's so. I think of what you just said, and my first thought goes to like Will and Grace on people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and that's still the most common, probably the most popular character of gay men on TV is that we have to be lawyers or something. And we become the gentrifier.
Yeah.
You know, like there, you know, we move to small towns in New York, and they're happy because now their property values are going to go up. And that's, I think that's disgusting.
Yeah.
And it divorces the realities of marginalization and what's actually happening on the streets.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we still have politicians to this day who talk about, like, whether or not my right to live is an issue of, like, platform policy. Like, people running for, like, House of Representatives in Kansas are like, we should stone gays in the streets. I mean, I'm sorry. On a very basic, like, governmental level, I'm a citizen and I pay taxes.
I want to stone you in the streets.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
stone me
yeah,
in the
what?
streets. Like, I'm sorry. You just can't. Even you advance to a certain point in the development of quote-unquote society where you just can't stone people in the streets anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to a lighter note.
God, no more politics.
Okay. I just wanted to get that out. If you could be any animal, which one and why?
Wow, that was a sudden changeover. Unicorn. Like, it's the only one that comes to mind.
Why? Why would you be a unicorn?
I don't know. I'm a faggot.
Okay.
Wait, can I say that on the radio?
Yep. Well. I think it's okay. Unless you're gay. I think it's okay.
Oh, that's not fair. No, everybody gets to say it and everybody gets to say it.
Yeah, but I think that's the way, like, the FCC. You know what? I'll let's yeah, okay, whatever. Actually, you know what? I'll just put the noise over it. And we'll just, everyone who's listening, this is because we're drunk and in my living room.
Noise show.
Yeah.
Noise show. More noise shows.
Okay, and then Luke wanted me to have liberated Liberace.
I don't know, that guy that shot him, I guess?
The guy that shot him. You know, that's what Scott from Breathing Signal said. He's death. Death liberated Liberace. I'm glad there's a consensus on this. Okay. Well, thanks for being on the program, and thank you for playing in town.
Yeah, thank you for bringing us out here. Like, this was great. None of us had ever played in Fargo, but we had heard things about New Direction. So, it was nice to come out. Really stoked that we got to play with the locals we played with. And it had a good turnout.
We did. We had a pretty good turnout. Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think that's about as good as you could hope for in Minneapolis.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud that I was able to bring that many people out. Okay, well, hey, thanks for tuning into Black Ring Rituals. This is our last interview for the night. We'll see you next Thursday. Good night.
Well, you will see us next Thursday, but we're not done. That's just what we said at the end. I don't know. No more interviews. This is In Slaughter Natives, Tearing My Life Away. And then after that, we've got Deutsch Nepal, Eroticon. Don't turn the channel. Don't go to a different radio station. They don't play good music. Especially, well, I'm just not going to go to. That was Deutsch Nepal. And this is Black Ring Rituals. This hour of music on Candy S is being underwritten by Orange Records. Orange Records offers a variety of new and used music on vinyl and CD, as well as a large selection of posters, DVDs, and much more. Orange Records, located at 641 First Avenue North in downtown Fargo, is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Search Orange Records Fargo on Facebook for updates on new arrivals and special events. Okay. We're going to play the rest of this Strom Ek release, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. All right, that was a continuation of Strom X album Neural Architect, continued from last week. We're going to go into the final segment of the show here. We're going to play some Lethargy. Okay.
Do you feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like Woosh Kebab's right friends? Get friends. Get remix. maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better. Then when I felt like I really offered society something. You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing. It'd be just like walking to the drugstore.
right, this has been Black Ring Rituals on KNDS 96.3 FM. Radio for everyone. That was just a bunch of stuff from Lethargy. Fun stuff, you know. We're going to be back here on Thursday night. So, good night.